Before diving into this content, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications this way. You will have access to more mental and personal development strategies that can transform your life. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to constantly progress, while others stagnate? The difference is innate talent, luck, or that special gift that only a few possess. The real key lies in adopting habits and principles that make each person invincible. Most people live their lives on autopilot. They get up, go to work, pay their bills, and expect something extraordinary to happen. But that's not how it works. If you don't take control of your destiny, you'll end up living the story someone else wrote for you. And that's where the secrets few people share come in. These are simple yet powerful practices that can transform your mindset, your results, and even the way you approach challenges. No magic formulas or empty promises. Our focus here is on discipline, clarity, and action. If you feel like you could accomplish more in life but lack direction, this content is for you. Prepare to explore ideas that will spark your curiosity, challenge your current perspective, and most importantly, teach you how to develop a lasting learning habit. Lifelong learning isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. The world is changing too fast for us to remain stuck in what we already know. Those who cultivate the habit of learning keep their minds alert, up to date, and ready to seize new opportunities. It's like changing glasses suddenly. You see things that were previously unnoticed. Lifelong learning means accepting that you'll never know everything. Regardless of age, profession, or social status, there's always something new to discover. Imagine someone who decides to learn the guitar at 50 or takes up programming after decades in another field. This approach keeps the brain active and strengthens self-esteem. The path to wisdom is built gradually through the accumulation of experience and knowledge. You can start with a daily 10-minute reading routine, listen to podcasts during your commute, or attend seminars that offer different perspectives. Small adjustments to your routine can, over time, turn into major advances in your personal development. This commitment to self-education generates constant progress. It's not about learning everything at once, but rather about perseverance. Those who value knowledge and cultivate curiosity are always ahead because they never stop. And it's in this continuous movement that the satisfaction of seeing oneself grow every day is born. Lifelong learning isn't just about accumulating degrees or certificates. It's about nurturing curiosity, that sincere desire to explore the unknown and assimilate new knowledge. Those who adopt this mindset never stagnate because they understand that every day offers an opportunity for personal growth. Think of great inventors, artists, and entrepreneurs. They all shared a desire to continually learn. They didn't limit themselves to what they already knew, but sought out new references, read tirelessly, and were attentive to the ideas circulating around them. It is this incessant gaze that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. In practice, lifelong learning means transforming every situation into a classroom. A mistake becomes a lesson. A conversation generates knowledge. A book opens doors to unknown worlds. Even podcasts or online seminars can initiate the shift in your thinking. It all depends on your willingness to see the value in every experience. This attitude is a source of freedom. After all, by engaging in lifelong learning, we discover that progress is limitless. Knowledge multiplies, wisdom deepens, and horizons broaden. And what's more, we inspire others to adopt the same habit of lifelong learning. Reading is one of the most accessible ways to deepen your knowledge. A good book can condense decades of experience into a few hours of reading. Imagine starting with classics like Rich Dad, Poor Dad: The Power of Habit in a few days. You'll see your money, your routine, and your choices differently. But don't limit yourself to books. Podcasts are excellent allies for turning downtime, like traffic jams or bank queues, into lessons. Online courses also allow you to delve deeper into specific topics in a flexible and affordable way. The key is to maintain a certain regularity in this learning. Another advantage is participating in seminars and conferences. Direct contact with experts opens up perspectives that are difficult to explore on your own. These events are also networking opportunities. You learn, share experiences, and meet people who can boost your personal and professional development. And don't hesitate to ask those ahead of you. Learning from those who are better than you speeds up the process. A mentor, a more experienced colleague, or even a study group can provide valuable insights. Sharing knowledge multiplies results and makes the journey smoother and more motivating. Curiosity is the engine of learning, but if it's not cultivated, it dies. Turning this flame into a daily habit means seeing the world as a living laboratory. Always ask yourself, how does this work? What can I learn from this? How can I apply this idea to my life? It doesn't have to start with big changes. It can be as simple as researching a topic that came up in conversation or watching a documentary that's different from your usual tastes. These small gestures, repeated regularly, nurture the learning habit and keep the mind active. A good tip is to keep a notebook or app to record your daily discoveries. It could be a quote from a book, a thought from a podcast, or even an idea you came up in the shower. This journal transforms curiosity into organized knowledge, ready to be accessed whenever you need it. Over time, everyday curiosity transforms into practical wisdom. You begin to identify patterns, connect ideas, and find creative solutions to problems. And best of all, this habit is contagious. Those around you notice your energy for continuous learning and are inspired to do the same. There's a powerful saying, "He who teaches learns twice." Sharing one's discoveries is not only a generous act, but also a way to consolidate one's knowledge. By explaining an idea, one structures one's thoughts, identifies gaps, and transforms information into wisdom. You don't have to be a teacher to achieve this. You can start by sharing a book you've read with your friends, recording an audio summary, or posting your thoughts on social media. Even in casual conversations, sharing what you've learned strengthens your understanding and allows others to progress with you. A good practical example is creating a small study group, either in person or online. By discussing topics, each participant brings different perspectives, and learning becomes a collective experience. In addition, the constant need to make new contributions motivates you. Sharing is also a way to build strong relationships. Those who receive value from you tend to share it with you by recommending new books, podcasts, seminars, and opportunities. This way, your network of contacts expands as you progress. And ultimately, the satisfaction comes from seeing your curiosity become a source of inspiration for others. Without clear goals, all efforts are in vain. It's like setting off without a clear destination. You can travel far, but you never achieve anything truly important. Setting specific goals is therefore essential to support your personal and professional development. A well-defined goal should be measurable. Instead of saying, "I want to read more," set a goal, "I will read 2 books a month." This creates a benchmark for measuring progress and therefore generates motivation with each achievement. Small victories, add up to big results. The secret is to write down your goals and review them regularly. A notebook, a planning app, or even sticky notes scattered around your workspace can serve as visual reminders. This simple habit of writing them down brings clarity and strengthens your commitment to yourself. Remember, dreams only become reality when they are translated into projects with specific goals. Clearly defining what you want to accomplish is the first step toward success. And the more detailed your planning, the more consistent you will be in executing the next steps. Dreaming is important, but without action, a dream becomes just a story. How many times have you said, "one day," and never accomplished anything else? The difference between those who succeed and those who merely wish lies in the ability to transform their dreams into measurable goals. For example, if your dream is to write a book, turn it into concrete goals. "I will write 500 words a day," or "I will finish 1 chapter a month." This way, the dream stops being a vague idea and becomes concrete with deadlines, milestones, and a realistic path to follow. This practice prevents frustration and provides daily motivation. After all, by measuring your progress, you realize that you're making progress, even if it's slow. Each small success reinforces discipline and increases self-confidence. It's the famous step-by-step that leads to great successes. Remember, the magic isn't in dreaming big, but in precisely defining the path to achieve them. Those who learn to break down their dreams into clear goals transform their desires into reality. And the more specific you are, the easier it will be to stay consistent until they are achieved. Keeping your goals in mind is like asking them to disappear from the whirlwind of everyday life. Writing them down on paper or in an app gives form to what was once just a thought. When you see your goals in front of you, they stop being distant dreams and become concrete commitments. Setting deadlines is the essential next step. Without a deadline, goals become vague intentions, easy to postpone indefinitely. By setting a date, you create a healthy sense of urgency and focus your energy on execution. It's like scheduling a meeting with yourself it's impossible to miss. Breaking the process down into small steps makes it easier and more achievable. Imagine the goal of running a marathon. If you attempt it all at once, you'll give up after the first training session. On the other hand, if you start with 2 kilometers, then 5 kilometers, and gradually increase the distance, the goal becomes realistic and motivating. Each milestone propels the next. The sense of progress fosters consistency and transforms planning into continuous action. In the end, we look back and realize that small victories were the foundation of great success. Reviewing your goals and accomplishments daily helps you stay focused. By taking a few minutes to assess your progress, you can identify your strengths and areas that need adjustment. This simple habit turns consistency into continuous progress. It's just as important to celebrate small victories. Every milestone deserves recognition, even if it seems insignificant. A check mark on your plan, a compliment, or a moment of reflection reinforces the habit of learning and the motivation to persevere. This daily review also allows you to quickly correct any deviations. If something isn't working, you can adjust it before delays turn into frustration. The discipline of daily review ensures steady progress and prevents ambitious goals from becoming insurmountable. Ultimately, the sum of these small victories creates a real sense of satisfaction. And above all, each success reinforces your habit of lifelong learning, maintains your curiosity, and prepares you to take on bigger challenges without losing confidence. Many people confuse failure with mistakes or incomplete results. In reality, true failure lies in the absence of goals. Without clear objectives, any endeavor becomes vague and aimless, making it impossible to measure progress or celebrate successes. Having goals gives meaning to your efforts. Even if you don't achieve 100 of your goals, you will have progressed, learned, and gained valuable experience. Every step, no matter how small, represents a step towards something bigger. The great figures of history understood this well. Thomas Edison, Walt Disney, and Michael Jordan suffered countless failures before succeeding. What distinguished them was their clarity of mind and their perseverance in learning from each attempt, transforming failure into strength. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Set goals, write them down, break them down into steps, and view every obstacle as a learning opportunity. Failure ceases to be an enemy when you view it as part of the success process. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a silent teacher who teaches lessons no book or seminar can offer. Every mistake reveals blind spots, limitations, and opportunities for improvement. Those who adopt this perspective transform every failure into learning and every misstep into wisdom. It's important to record these lessons. Note your mistakes. Reflect on what you could have done differently, and develop strategies to avoid repeating the same patterns. Learning from mistakes accelerates progress and strengthens self-discipline. Great successes often arise from a series of failures. Edison tested thousands of filaments before creating the working light bulb. Michael Jordan missed hundreds of game-winning shots before becoming a basketball icon. Each failure fueled success. Adopting a positive thinking mindset means viewing every mistake as a necessary step. Each attempt brings you closer to ultimate success, making the process more rewarding, more intense, and most importantly, more realistic. Failure ceases to be a fear when it becomes a learning tool. Discipline is a link that connects goals to accomplishments. Without it, good intentions remain a dead letter. Creating consistent routines, even on days when motivation wanes, ensures continued progress and reinforces the habit of lifelong learning. Start slowly. Adopt simple, sustainable daily routines, such as reading for 15 minutes a day or writing down 3 lessons a day. Over time, consistency produces surprising results, proving that discipline isn't synonymous with suffering, but with freedom. Discipline allows you to take control of your time, money, health, and life. By establishing schedules, deadlines, and routines, you stop reacting to circumstances and begin taking control of your destiny. Every planned step demonstrates self-reliance and practical intelligence. And remember, discipline isn't a prison, it's a growth tool. The more you commit to consistency, the more curiosity, knowledge, and wisdom will naturally flow, becoming part of your learning routine and personal growth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and push you to excel is essential to your growth. Good examples motivate, broaden your horizons, and accelerate learning, making progress almost inevitable. Consume quality content, good books, enriching podcasts, and well-structured seminars. Every new piece of knowledge acquired from reliable sources broadens your perspective, stimulates your curiosity, and strengthens your habit of lifelong learning. Join like-minded groups and communities. Sharing experiences, exchanging ideas, and following stories of challenges overcome motivates you and strengthens your discipline. A supportive environment turns efforts into faster and more consistent results. And remember, be an inspiration, too. Sharing lessons learned, motivating colleagues, and sharing your knowledge strengthens your own wisdom. You create a network of mutual growth that propels you on the path to continued excellence. Being the best doesn't mean being perfect, but rather being consistent. Making a little progress every day, even if it's small, is what separates the successful from the dreamers. Discipline, continuous learning, and resilience are the true pillars of success. Don't wait for ideal conditions to take action. Start now, even with limited resources or doubts, because every step you take today represents real progress. The habit of learning, curiosity, and practical application transform every attempt into concrete progress. Success also depends on good relationships. Surrounding yourself with people who challenge you and share your knowledge creates a virtuous cycle of growth and motivation. Together, you learn faster, make fewer mistakes, and celebrate your greatest achievements. Transformation begins the moment you decide to take action. Every goal, every reading, every daily lesson is a fundamental pillar for building a more fulfilling, wiser, and more steadfast life. The secret is to persevere, strive, and never stop learning. Have you ever thought about all the dreams that could come true if they were transformed into clear, structured goals? How much of your potential remains untapped due to a lack of action or daily discipline? Now is the time to ask yourself, what can I do today to get closer to the invincible version of myself? Every small step counts. Revisiting your goals, learning something new, listening to an inspiring podcast, or reading a chapter of a relevant book is progress. The key lies in perseverance, curiosity, and putting the knowledge you've learned into practice. And remember, success is built on continuous learning, resilience, and strong relationships. The more you practice, the more clarity, confidence, and ability you'll gain to overcome challenges. Transformation begins with action, not intention. So, if you're ready to become invincible, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for content that will boost your mindset, habits, and daily personal development. Your path to learning and growth begins now.